Well, we're going to be talking now with Dewey Strickler of AgWatch Market Advisors to kick off our trading week. And Dewey, good to have you back with us after a week absence last week. Kind of an eventful day to bring you back here with all kinds of stuff going on. Let's dive right into our grain market and see how we're opening. And then I can't wait to get your comments on all this. On the corn market here to start things out today, we currently have December, which is now on the top line, 3 3/4 higher at 372.5, and that's on the high of the day as we go here. Let's take a look at the March. It's up 3 1/4. On the soybean trade, soybeans had been under a little pressure in the late Globex trade there, and now all of a sudden they firmed up. We're up a penny and a half now in November, so we're at $9.25. And January up a penny and a quarter right now. On the wheat market in Chicago, we'll start there, and we currently have December a penny and a quarter higher. We're at 484 3/4. The Kansas City market on that December contract is higher by 3 1/4 at 403. In Minneapolis, December is 1 3/4 higher. So Dewey, I want to get your thoughts on what's going on. We actually had an overnight export sale announced to China. It was soybeans. It was 256,000 tons. But that still appears to only be a portion of what they had been rumored to have bought last, Thursday already. So we still haven't even seen all those sales actually come through yet.
No, that's true, and you probably will eventually see those come through. China said that they are going to lift the tariffs here on pork and also on soybeans. And, you know, that sale we had was just, I think, a goodwill token purchase here right now. So, I mean, they're going to come here eventually.
So that that thing you had just mentioned, you were talking about a goodwill purchase. Some analysts didn't like the sound of that real well, like it's just, as you say, a token purchase, and maybe it's just to kind of allay any fears that maybe there would be further tariffs down the line or something like that. Do you think they will actually commit and buy more than this first initial 600,000 tons that they were talking about?
I think that they will here, but you got to remember, you know, China is going to be playing a rather tough hand here as well, just like what President Trump has been doing here. So that's what I mean. We're looking at a token purchase, goodwill purchase here right now for the moment.
On the wheat trade, we haven't talked a whole lot about the wheat here lately, but, you know, it's getting about time to start putting that winter wheat in the ground. Does the wheat really need to rally to try and attract additional acres? Because there doesn't seem to be a whole lot of incentive to actually grow a lot of wheat with the price the way it is.
Well, you're exactly right on the latter part. You know, when you look at your July contract of wheat, you know, just right at $5, a little bit less, there's absolutely no incentive here. But also, too, you got to keep in mind that global ending stocks are right at a record level here. So, you know, that said, you just don't have the interest in the trade, let's say professional traders, from coming in and supporting the market just right now.
Okay, well, we'll come back here in a moment and we'll take a look at what's going on in the cattle market, the hog market, and some of these outside markets as well. On a Monday, lots to talk about. We'll be back with more with Dewey Strickler right after this. Let's check out the open on our livestock trade today on a Monday with a little help from Dewey Strickler. Let's look at our live cattle board right now. In Chicago, we currently have the nearby October 25 cents higher at 98.33, but all the other months are lower by a little bit. We have December down 17 now at 104.20. February just a nickel lower. If you go to the feeder cattle market here in the early trading session, we have September now up a nickel, October up a nickel at 134.63, November down a nickel at 133.97. Doesn't get much flatter than that. If you look at the lean hog trade on the nearby contracts, remember we closed the expanded limit up on the intermediate months last Friday. We have October down $1.92 this morning at 64.42. Now it's down 2.05. And December down just 88 cents at 67.83. So Dewey, we go up $7.50 and go down 88 cents. Does that sound like a deal to you?
Yeah, I think it is. You know, we're a little bit overbought last week here on the hog complex. And when you look here at the cattle, same thing here too. You do have your funds, however, are holding a record short position in the cattle. So at some point they will cover those shorts.
Now, how are the funds positioned on the hogs then? You talked about the record short on the cattle side. What about the pork?
Well, they've got some shorts on here in the pork as well, but it's not a record position.
How do you handle an extremely volatile market like we have seen in this hog trade here the last week or so?
Well, one thing I'll just kind of bring up here that, I'm offering a program called AgWatch University here, in which it's a 4-month mentorship that I work with grain traders and even meat traders for that extent here. It's a one-on-one, and I teach people here techniques that you're only going to see professional traders use. So, I mean, if you're looking for something here that's going to help you in your marketing, just go to my website, agwatch.biz, or just call me direct.
I would imagine, I've been reading over the weekend where a lot of folks say about the only game in town on the hogs is options, so you don't have your clock cleaned.
That is true, but, you have to watch and see what the market is showing and telling you.
All right, Dewey, thanks for helping us open up the trading week here. Always good to visit with you. Dewey Strickler of AgWatch Market Advisors. He's in Franklin, Kentucky, so kind of a quiet start here on the cattle market. A little backing and filling, as they say, on the hogs, but they were really overbought. So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. The day is young, only just begun. Thank you,
See what
Marlon.
happens by midday.